What's up, Dolphin Nation? Today we're gonna go ahead and cover day 5 of the OTAs. I hope you guys are having a good one. First off and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and cover some of Mike McDaniel's thoughts from yesterday's day 5 OTAs. And as you guys know, Jalen Ramsey is still here, so I'll keep you updated as to when and what will happen with Jalen Ramsey. Also, Jonnu Smith is still here. Will Jonnu get traded? Will he stay in Miami? Drew Rosenhaus spoke earlier on WSPN 7 last weekend that Jonnu is trying to stay in Miami. He studied at FIU. He would like to stay in Miami. The question is, talks seem to be on and off with the Steelers and with other teams. I'm also going to show you a tweet later on from Adam Schefter, and I'll pop it up on the screen. And I'll tell you what he said on the tweet, even though I'll pop it up on the screen. But let me start out with my thoughts of Mike McDaniel from day 5 OTAs, and then I'll show you read to you and show you the tweet of Adam Schefter in regards to Jonnu Smith. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said Jonnu Smith, who wants a new contract to replace the current one, has been around at least some during the offseason workouts, and he hopes the tight end remains on the team. I'm not a part of the negotiations, McDaniel said, adding that Smith is an important person and player. He's a professional. Asked his level of confidence that Smith will be on the team, McDaniel said he hopes he will be. I haven't considered anything other than I want Jonnu on the team. I think he wants to be here. My experience with the business is you let that play out. Smith was spotted at the most recent practice open to the media on Wednesday. He wants the Dolphins to replace his current contract, which will pay him $4.8 million this season, with a new multi-year deal after he set single-season records for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns by a tight end. Jonnu, I agree, deserves a new contract, but the question is how much are the Dolphins willing to pay? Remember, Jonnu is part of the reason that Tua got a new contract last season. Miami reportedly has had trade talks as a result of the request. McDaniel said he would keep these type of situations private beyond that, and players choose to share on social media. Agent Drew Rosenhaus said Smith's preference is to remain in Miami. ESPN reported that Miami has explored trading him instead of giving him a new contract, but that Pittsburgh is no longer expected to pursue him. Yes, guys, they said that the day before yesterday, but yesterday, now there are reports that the trade talks are back on with Pittsburgh. So, who knows? Is he going to be traded? Is he not going to be traded? I don't know. Overall, McDaniel said he has been pleased with the audience at voluntary workouts, which conclude this week before next week mandatory 3-day minicamp. We have an unbelievable participation and focus, he said. McDaniel addressed other issues. He said he hasn't checked in a lot with General Manager Chris Grier about the status of Jalen Ramsey trade, and that nothing has changed since last week. With June 1st having passed, the Dolphins' 2025 cap bid for trading Ramsey has dropped by $18 million to $6.7 million. McDaniel said, I'm really excited what 2025 has in store for Jalen Waddle, praising his enthusiasm about working on his game. McDaniel said second-year running back Jalen Wright benefited tremendously from coming into the league in a very competitive room. When that's the case, you learn how little room for error to execute your responsibilities are. When we had exit meetings, I was talking to Jalen about being able to non-verbally communicate to me his hunger for a bigger role. I see better than I hear. 4 OTAs in, I can see him following through with that. McDaniel said Tua Tagovailoa on Monday wore the orange jersey given to previous day's top practice performers for several reasons, including the fact he had the most ownership of all players, including on non-passing downs, performed, executed, and was very competitive. Didn't allow the ebbs and flows of practice to impact him. McDaniel likes the left tackle. Patrick Paul did not waste his rookie season backing up Teron Armstead, and instead improved his game. He really chopped wood each and every day. I see him doing top-tier things. McDaniel said Paul is considered the likely starter and has done some things that have surprised defenders. The other starting tackle, Austin Jackson, has looked as good as he's ever has, McDaniel said. He seems all the way back from last season's knee procedure. All right, guys, there you see McDaniel's thoughts. I'm going to go in and read to you the tweet from Adam Schefter. Sources: former Bills and Jaguars wide receiver Gabe Davis is scheduled to travel to Pittsburgh on Wednesday to visit with the Steelers on Thursday. Pittsburgh has been seeking additional receiving help and has inquired about, but is not expected to trade for Miami tight end Jonnu Smith. That's why I said we don't know if Jonnu's going to be traded or not, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys. More on. I'm going to pop up now a picture of the team just warming up, and then I will go ahead and play Bollinger while speaking to Cam Wolf has to say about the offensive line, and then later on another clip of him speaking on what he believes that Patrick Paul will become a good offensive left tackle. This is him talking to Cam Wolf, guys. Him talking about offensive line.
That Tua was wearing. That caught my attention. And then obviously, yes, there we go. And then obviously the accuracy that Tua plays the game with. But then it immediately went to the offensive line. And, there's no Teron Armstead out there right now, but there's Patrick Paul, who was a second-round pick a year ago, and is just a ginormous individual. And then Austin Jackson, too, as well. So there's Patrick Paul. He basically started 3 games last year. He played almost the entire game against the Jets as well. You go back and you watch them. They got a chance of having 2 really good edge protectors. I believe Patrick Paul can be a very, very good player. And now if they can get the interior worked out with Aaron Brewer, they got to replace Robert Jones. They drafted Jonnu Smith, out of Arizona. They've got high hopes for the second round. If they can put this offensive line together, Cam, the guy you just mentioned, Jalen Waddle, we saw Tyreek Hill out there today. He still's got the bad wrist, but he's off on the side working. And then the speed, what they have in the backfield with Jalen Wright along with Devon Achane, this offense has a chance, if they get it together up front, of scoring a lot of points against anybody.
Baldy, I got a wide smile because there's nobody I would love to talk offensive line ball with in June than you. And we were both watching that offensive line. That's going to be a key question throughout. You mentioned Patrick Paul. He told me today he dropped over 10 pounds to get to 320 pounds. He played about 335 last year. He wanted to be a little bit more leaner, to move a little better while keeping that strength. He's replacing Teron Armstead, the legend, and he said today that I'm built for this. I'm ready for it. He's going to be a guy that we have a lot of eyeballs on. Austin Jackson, their right tackle, is coming off a significant knee injury that ended his season. He's fully healthy, back out there on the field. And you're right about this offensive line. They struggled to run the ball largely because of that offensive line last year. And that's what the core of this offense wants to be. Remember, Mike McDaniel was the run game coordinator with the 49ers. That's where he got his name in coming to Miami. And they have a couple of backs in Devon Achane and Jalen Wright they really want to run the ball with. They got a block up front. And I'll tell you today, watching them at practice, it's just OTAs. It's hard to get a gauge. But Jalen Wright broke out a few really explosive runs. He looked really good. Devon Achane had a really nice practice last week, catching the ball, running it. That's a really nice duo for them of speed, of explosiveness. They just got to be able to protect up front to take a little bit of pressure off of Tua where they don't have to throw the ball every single down. And so that to me is the key of this offense.
All right, there you guys have it from Baldy and Cam Wolf. And I'm going to go ahead and play to you another link about Baldy talking about Patrick Paul again.
Let's break down the Dolphins' new left tackle, Patrick Paul. Last year's second-round pick. And this was his second NFL start. First game against Houston. On the road, Danielle Hunter. Watch the short set. Jumps him on the first play and then wires him up. That's a good football player, Danielle Hunter. Wires him up. All right, now it's nice. Now, in the run game, can you dig out the 3 technique Mario Edwards right here? You got to dig him out. You got to move him. Here you go. All right, now, he's so much bigger. All right, there's a hole. Nice gas right there for Achane. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Now, this is a toss. Dolphins like to get these offensive linemen, get them moving, get them running. Watch them running with the tight end here. Like just throwing guys out of the way. Excellent. All right, get himself a little bit of an alley, gain 7 yards. Now, you got, again, Danielle Hunter here. So, excellent patience right here against a tricky, very talented pass rusher. All right, just stay with him. Stay inside out. All right, guard comes to help you. Tua's got time. He finds Achane over the middle on a little Texas route. Well done. Okay, here you go. Now, this is Will Anderson out here. Will's going to dance out here. He's going to dance out here on the edge on 4th and 2. 4th and 2. All right, Dolphins trying to get back in the game. Now, Will Anderson's got suddenness. He's got quickness, but he just stays with them. Excellent right here. 2 in each time, and he gets time to find Jonnu there for the touchdown. Dolphins are in the game. Now, here you go. It's 4th and 4 in the 4th quarter. Are you tired? Are you sucking wind? Hadn't played a lot. Danielle Hunter coming after you. 20-12 game. Excellent right here. Excellent job just wiring him up. Tua's got time on 4th and 4 to find Jonnu Smith. I met Patrick Paul today. He's enormous. Like, if he gets these sets down, the Dolphins, if they get this offensive line together, all of them.
All right, guys. There you see all these thoughts on Patrick Paul one more time. I'm going to go in, and now you guys will see a clip from Chop being in the orange jersey. Then after that, you guys will see a clip of Grant and Biggers putting in the work. And then I'm going to read to you a tweet from Omar Kelly talking about Jonnu Smith. All right, I'll pop it up as I read it, and you'll see it in the video, guys. Omar Kelly, again, talking about the Jonnu Smith situation. The Steelers got a 2026 third and moved up 1 round in 2027 in the 2027 draft from 6th to 5th for sending George Pickens to the Cowboys. Pickens was playing on an expiring contract, as is Dolphins tight end Jonnu Smith. Is it reasonable to think 4th rounder or a swap of 3rd day picks could get a deal done with Miami? But who replaces Smith? So is Smith going to stay or is he going to go? Again, that's the question. Next, I'll pop up a clip of Jordan Brooks putting in the work. And then another clip of Devon Achane putting in the work. Another clip of Tyreek Hill and Waddle putting in the work. And a final clip of Willie Gay Jr. putting in the work. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of Mike McDaniel's little presser and of what you saw from OTAs. What you think of Baldinger thinking about that Patrick Paul is going to be a good to great left tackle. And just let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, Dolphin Nation. Peace.